Welcome back, fiber friends. Today, let's talk tools of the trade. So if you just got into spinning, more than likely, you've seen a spinning wheel before, right? And you're like, how much more could there possibly be? How much more do you need besides a spinning wheel or a drop spindle? The answer you get may vary. Now, different people prefer, more or less tools. There are plenty of options to do a lot of these things by hand, and you can make your own of a lot of these tools. But these are going to be the non-DIY versions. So this is a Niddy Noddy, and so is this. As you can see, this one already has some yarn on it. This is actually my first drop spindled skein, a whopping 6 yards. Now, this is our lazy Kate, and for purposes of this video, it is simply going to hold this bobbin, and the way we're going to get this yarn off of the bobbin and turn into those beautiful twisted hanks of yarn is going to be our Niddy Noddy. If you're unfamiliar with the twist I'm talking about, this is going to be a cake of yarn. You can start it from the outside or sometimes use the center pull. Now, this is a hank of yarn, which again is created using a Niddy Noddy. And when you take this apart, it's essentially a very large loop that we twist onto itself to make it easier to store the yarn. I'm going to show you how to load up your Niddy Noddy, but before I do that, I am going to show you how to take that loop off, just as a visual example of what I'm talking about when I say a loop. So you have it all skeined up here. I've already tied the knot. In order to take it off, I usually like to take one from each side. Just make sure I don't lose the twist, because now I have a very balanced yarn here, so it's just kind of hanging here. But if you do have more energy in your yarn, when you let go of these ends, it might twist in on itself very quickly. So it's important to just keep your hands in these loops as to not get anything tangled or lose any pieces of yarn. Now here is that loop that I was talking about, and what you're going to do is you're going to twist it together. Keep adding some twist. Everybody does this part a little bit differently. And a lot of the times it'll just skein up into itself, and you're just going to feed the piece through the extra loop. This is a pretty messy one. I'll redo this after, but you get the gist of it. These videos always have more information than I expect, so come back for a part 2 where I wind some yarn onto this Niddy Noddy.